To say the Sabbath was never commanded to the Gentiles is to ignore complete sections of Scripture. See, the Sabbath was never a Jewish invention. It was never intended to be just for the Jews. It's God's creation gift to all of the human race. Genesis 2, before there was sin, before there was a Jew, God sanctified the seventh day of the week. At creation, not Sinai. God blessed the seventh day, not a seventh day, not the first day, and made it holy for all mankind. Jesus says this in Mark 2:27, and there were no Israelites yet, only Adam and Eve, who were the representatives of all humanity. In Isaiah 56, verses 6 and 7, God specifically welcomes the sons of the foreigner, the Gentiles, who keep the Sabbath, and promises them a place in his house and says their worship will be accepted on contingency that they honor his Sabbath. This is a clear prophecy that Gentiles are expected to keep the Sabbath. And even embedded into the very fourth of the Ten Commandments, Exodus 20, verse 10 says, the Sabbath commandment, the stranger needs to keep it who's within your gates. So you see, God embeds Gentile inclusion right there into the Ten Commandments. And in the book of Acts, it records over 80 times the New Testament church keeping the Sabbath. One such example is Acts 13. The Gentiles begged Paul to preach to them, not Sunday, not any other day of the week, but Sabbath. He didn't tell them, you're Gentiles, you can do it Sunday or any other day. No, he honored their request, showing the Sabbath was still respected by the early church, by both Jew and Gentile. Now, in Isaiah 66, verses 22 and 23, the Bible says, in the new heavens and the new earth, all flesh, not just Jews, will come to worship before God from one Sabbath to another. It doesn't say from one Sunday to another. Now, if we're going to keep the Sabbath in eternity, why wouldn't God want us to keep it now? See, the Sabbath is a sign of the relationship you have with God, not a sign of what race you belong to. It's the seal of God's authority as King of the universe and Redeemer of the human race, and it is part of the eternal moral law that is the Ten Commandments, not the ceremonial law that ended at the cross. So to reject the Sabbath as only for the Jews is to completely misunderstand both the scope of creation and the inclusiveness of redemption. Just as the Gentiles are called to keep the other 9 commandments, the fourth has not been revoked. It's just been neglected by those who want to stay in love with sin.